smile worth its weight when the mirror breaks? Will someone ask? Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill, a hostage held inside the very world. Please help me now, 'cause I can even feel enough to know if I get out, will I allow another friend to try and help and fail on my account? I'm numb to the pain and hollow without. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at, everyone. My name's Blad. I'm going to be one of your casters tonight. I'm here joined by Nitro, also known as Nitro On, number one player in Prospect by stats. Don't let him fool you. He's really good at the game, so he knows what he's talking about. Along with that, we have Fleeb on Observer tonight. He's going to be getting all the action for you guys. And then we have Firehawk doing our production, making everything look beautiful on stream for you. But we're here to talk about the game. We're here to talk about Prospect Finals, the season finale. Nitro, what are we looking at? Let us know what's happening. Give us all the stats and numbers. What's going on?
Thank you, Blood. I'm super happy to be here, super honored to be casting the grand final of Prospect Scene. And now we're looking at the grand final between UPS and SAV, the two currently the two highest rated teams of the season. UPS coming in at number 2 of the season and SAV number 1. Now, we can see that UPS have the lineup consists of Skimmix, Penguin Flops, Heartworm, Arnie's, Razor, and on the side of SAV, we have Mechatronic, Swayze, Letbone, Tim the Big One, and Brodog. Overall, UPS is slightly favored despite being the second overall coming into playoffs. Comes to stats, well, with Penguin, Skimmix, and Heartworm posting up more than 1.10 rating, you can see that the stats are heavily skewed towards them. But don't be fooled, Swayze and Letbone both are the top 10 individuals coming into the grand finals here, with Swayze posting up a 1.27 rating and Letbone 16 rating this entire season so far.
Yeah, you have two really good teams playing against each other today. Honestly, in my bracket, I had OS coming instead of Spaghets, so seeing them here, it shouldn't be unexpected as they were second overall. And the stats would just line up and tell you that hey, these are two great teams playing against each other. But keep in mind as well that I don't think we have seen the actual full performance of Mechatronic or Tim yet. I mean, they're rated as some of the lowest players in Prospect, but still, they're coming in hot. They have a lot of good stats in playoffs, but their regular season stats just isn't really showing up for them. So is tonight the night we see them go insane? I mean, everyone knows that a crazy op at low level CS will absolutely destroy any team. So if Mechatronic's able to pull it out tonight and absolutely crush, I think we're gonna have a great game on our hands, to be honest with you.
You're right, but not to harp on it too much. I think I've already done it in my article capping up the season earlier on. But Mecha and Tim the Big One came into this team at the beginning of the season with the highest MR with 286 MR and 308 MR respectively, and they are the worst performers so far of the Caracals. And if they want to clinch the victory today, they will have to show up, Tim and Mecha.
Yeah, I mean, along with that, to being said, I mean, their MMR and season ratings don't line up. I mean, that's for both rosters. It's very what's the best way to say it? It's very separated. The players who have really high MMRs might not be performing well, such as Tim. I know that his stats in combines were absolutely phenomenal, and so he got a 308 MMR, but he hasn't been able to show up and play as well in games and matches. So seeing that, and along with Mechatronic, who has a 286 MMR, seeing stats like that and seeing that they're not performing to the skill level they are, but they're still here, says something about how they are as a person, not only as a player, but as their ethic and what they're willing to slog through is the best way to say it during matches like this. And after this season, we might not see these rosters again. But I mean, that's the thing about CSC is that you always have changing rosters, you always have changing players. But the ratings might not stack up, and some of these players might get rated up. I mean, you look at someone like Penguin Flops, who is number 5th rated overall in Prospect. With a 1.22 rating in regular season. This man is insane. And, being able to activate him on the side of UPS is going to be a very important step as well. Along with Skimmix being rated 8 as the opper. As I said before, if you have a good opper, it's going to be a crazy, easy game for you, especially at low-level CS.
Yes, I can personally attest to Penguin and Skimmix's skills, because personally, having played against them on Vertigo in one of the match days, they were just a dynamic duo. They were just wreaking havoc left, right, and center. Especially on the T side, where Penguin does his best work while Skimmix might just lag behind. On the CT side, it's the opposite. Skimmix absolutely crushes the green on the defensive side, dropping a whopping 1.16 rating on the CT side. And most of all, they have Heartworm, more often than not referred to as an unsung hero. He's described as a lurker on the team, right? And he does his job, and he coming into the season with one of the lowest MMR, he managed to clinch a 1.12 rating at the end of the season, which can only attest to how great the system is at UPS. On the other side, Letbone has a similar story, coming into the season with only a 218 rating, MMR. I mean, that bonus since he's just wreaking havoc in prospect. I remember in the first few match days, he was dropping 30s, 40s, like it's nothing. He may have slowed down, but I have no doubt that he will turn it back in the grand final, especially when the stakes are high like this.
Yeah, I can tell you that from playing the Caracals in playoffs, we lost to them quarterfinals or semifinals last round. Lost to them. I can tell you that there's some strong players, right? Swayze, absolute maniac on the rifle. Leadbone as well, just getting everything done that needs to be done. And Mechatronic, despite his low stats, when he gets going, he starts rolling. And that good op is going to be super important to a game like this. But beyond the stats, what do you think we're looking at for maps tonight, Nitro? You got any idea, any sort of theories you want to throw out, anything like that?
We know that they both play a ton of Anubis, and Spaghets and Caracals have played a lot of Inferno, but Inferno is also Spaghets' permaban, so I don't think we'll see that in the map pool. Vertigo, I could see being in the veto because they both have played it. Caracals haven't beaten the Spaghets on it actually, so we can see that those gonna be the first two maps at least. The third map, it's up in the air. I'm pretty sure they can play Mirage at a high level. Nuke is also an unknown quantity, and Overpass as well. We know that personally. I have played against the Spaghets in a scrim on Overpass, but I don't know about the Caragos how they played. But I'm pretty sure if they got what it takes, they will choose it because it's an awkward heaven, and we need someone like Mechatronic to be confident coming into it.
Yeah, right. I mean, along with the map picks, Anubis seems like sort of a favorite of a lot of teams coming into this season. Off the rip, you had very few teams playing it through all tiers. You saw it very seldomly played, and now when you start getting into the actual season, get into the grid of it, and near toward the end of it, now we're at the final game of the entire season. Teams have warmed up to it and they started loving it, and it's a map. I like to say it plays a lot like Mirage. Maybe it doesn't because I feel like the rotates are a little bit fast on T side and they let you move around pretty quickly. And, I feel like it plays a lot like Mirage. And in that case, teams enjoy it for a simple reason. It's puggy, it's easy to play. But, having it come up, especially a map this early and this new into the map pool, come up for lower tier teams like this where they're able to show out, come up with strats, do absolutely insane things. It's going to be an interesting watch for sure.
Yep, Anubis, it's like you said, it's like Mirage. It's a simple map. It's a free lane map, right? There's a B and A in the middle. But there's also that added element of an underpass, the canals, that comes into B via dark or con, however you say it. That is where the most actions take place. They, at least on this Caracals, they have Swayze, the hardest hitter, playing the canals lurk on the T side and the canals defender on the CT side.
Right.
Where he can show up his best work. It's the most important choke point, kind of like Cave on Ancient, so that's why you have such a strong rifler playing there. But another thing is on CT side, it might